Hello to all of you out there watching this video, which is episode number 2 for PvE vs PvP. And unlike my previous video, this is actually on the same character, my main character, my warrior, Tryanis, but this time I am running in full PvE gear. So I'm talking tier 12, or pardon me, tier 11, and then I am using these soul blade weapons. I am in the Fury spec with single-minded Fury, so I am using one-handed weapons. And after running this battleground, the one thing I realized is that when you are in full tier 11, your damage is off the charts. I'm talking, it's like, I knew it was going to happen, but definitely PvE gear is obviously where you're going to be, throwing down all of your damage. But another thing I learned is that your survivability is a lot less, because without the resilience, all you have is your armor damage reduction, and it's really not significant enough for PvP. So, if you're in here to have fun, then yeah, maybe. But if you are a melee class who just gets right in there, runs into crowds, not really caring about anything, you just run into crowds and stuff, don't go PvE, please. I beg of you, because you will get just wiped. The only reason I didn't die right there was because that mage was a fail. He was a fail. He threw me into a deep freeze and then used arcane missiles. Really? You're going to use arcane, that's when you use fire or frostbolt, etc. So in this game, it was actually very entertaining. It was not a full Eye of the Storm. There were a select few of us. We had the same amount throughout the entire game, but the horde left and then a few people came back in. And I ended up going 7-0, which you will see. But when it comes to damage, definitely Fury, or definitely PvE gear will give you that damage that you want. As you guys, see all these crits popping up, clearly that's how you, get all your damage. But when it comes to survivability, PvE is, just don't do it, please. That's the biggest thing you will ever regret, is going into a battleground in full PvE gear, when there's a huge crowd, and especially if you're one of the people that decides to run into battlegrounds and just, I'm talking, Bajira, he runs in there when there's like 40 people. He just runs in there and smashes people. But he has PvP gear. Don't do that in PvE gear. The only reason I'm doing this is for the series, and I just wanted to see what it was like. And I'm going to be doing that for all the classes, seeing what the damage difference is. Survivability. Clearly resilience is PvP gear. Your vicious gear is going to give you bigger survivability. But sometimes it can be a serious difference when it comes to PvP gear, depending on how you gem yourself, how you enchant yourself, how you just make make all the gear work out. But I just, I thought it'd be different just to show you guys, the difference and, how entertaining it is when you're using PvE gear and then when you're using PvP gear. So, I'm running down this hunter. Every single time, he always went on me. Anytime he saw me, he would come on me. And he wasn't that good of a hunter. He really wasn't. He was pretty fail. And unfortunately, I couldn't get out of this because I already used my trinket, which was stupid. I pretty much will use my trinket when I'm on the verge of killing someone and I'm trapped. It's not the best to have it, but, I'm still learning. I'm still learning when the best time to use it is. But, it's just, the reason I created this series was because of actually an idea that I saw, which was on TGN World of Warcraft. Hengist and Pure Shield, they had a video that I watched, which was called DVD, Director vs. Director. It gave me this idea, to do this, but it's definitely obviously different, but it's still the same sort of idea. And I just think it's pretty cool, because most people, when you go on retail, anytime someone goes into a battleground, it's all in PvP gear. Or anytime you watch a PvP video on YouTube, it's always in PvP gear. I wanted to show a different perspective, in PvE gear, to see what it's like, to show everyone, that insane damage count, and it was a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie, I was cracking up during this game. We were rolling, we were just trolling these people, we were just smashing them into the ground. We ended up winning, obviously, we ended up 4-capping them at the very end, But, you know, if you're going to play a class, please at least know how to play it. I mean, I don't mind if you're learning how to play it, but, like, why would you go into PvP if you don't know how to play it? This lock was a fail. He was straight up fail. You know, personally, if I saw people coming, I'd set up I would set up, you know, a portal, and then just to get out of there. And then this is the mage that tried killing me earlier, but was just a straight up fail. And keep in mind, you guys, that in this video, or not this video, not this current video, but in this series of videos, there are certain classes that I'm not that good with. So, you know, if you have criticism, if there's something you think would make me better, I'm all for it. You know, I take constructive criticism extremely well, and I always love learning. You know, I always want to get better. There are certain classes that I'm obviously better than with others, and certain specs that I'm better than with others. But, you know, if you are an expert, or, you know, you've played this certain spec or class, you know, for a long time, and you see I'm doing something wrong, please help me out. Okay, please. Because I want to get better with each class. I want to know how to play class. I want to know different tactics, maybe a rotation, or different helpful macros that you guys might have. Please, you know, hook me up. I'd love to, you know, see what else I can find, because I want to get better with each class, just so, you know, because it'll make me feel good. And except for healers, I mean, unless you guys want to see healers, because I can do that, you know, show the difference in healing in PvP gear and then in PvE gear in a battleground. I can do that. I'm not the best with healers. Healers really aren't my thing, nor are tanking specs, but hey, I can do those. Just tell me what you want. If you guys want to see each individual talent tree, I can do that in PvE and PvP gear. There's no problem with that. Or I can just do strictly DPS. Doesn't matter. You know, with like a mage, I'll probably do all 3 specs. With a warlock, I'll probably do all 3 specs. With a hunter, I'll probably do all 3 specs. You know, just to see what it's like. Try each of them. Learn, you know, different things. Clearly on the hunter, I'm rolling marksman first, because marksman is my favorite. I love it. And then afterwards, I'll probably do beast mastery. And then survival will be last, because survival's kind of boring in my mind. Maybe it's good for PvE, but for PvP, I really think marksman or beast mastery, because I don't know, survival just doesn't really have very many. It's all about surviving, not defense, you know, not offensive tactics, and it just doesn't seem to have the attack power that the other two have. So by all means, tell me what you guys want. You know, just don't feel demanding, don't feel anything. Just tell me what you want, and I'll see what I can do. But as you can see, there are only 2 people in this battleground now. There are me, well, my entire team, and then we have only 2 horde. Both of them are paladins. I was amazed they didn't, you know, rage quit and get out, but they just didn't care. They were just kind of there, sitting there, waiting for it to happen, you know? So, whatever, their choice, not mine, you know? But we ended up 4-capping right here, as you guys can see. And there's this pally over here that was just sitting here. She didn't bother doing anything. She didn't bother surviving. She was just like, whatever. And then later on, you'll see that we go to attack her again. She starts LOLing. You know, she starts trolling. She's like, haha, you know, and it's quite fun, you guys. I definitely recommend giving it a try. Even if, you know, you don't like it, give it a try. Does it hurt? No. It doesn't require much space on your computer other than the executable. You know, and you can use different add-ons, like I've got Bartender, as you guys can see. I have Killshot and Scrolling Battle Text, but they don't seem to work very well. I have Healbot, which works. You know, it's definitely worth it. It's definitely fun. Right here, you'll see that we start getting on her. She starts LOLing, and she's, you know, starts cracking up. I believe it's here. Yeah, she goes LOL, and then, you know, there it is. But this is the final kill of the game, you guys, and I really hope you enjoyed this, because it was fun for me. I ended up going 7-0 with top damage, top killing blows, and top healing. See you guys next time.